Okay, we're back. I went and got some butter. I went and messed with some video editing and ate candy that made my mouth feel weird. And the point is I'm hydrated, so hopefully I will be making less god-awful saliva noises. Still figuring out how to make that not happen. I apologize. Okay, we are continuing. We're going to set sail across the Sea of Solace. Headed to the Wyrm Gulf. You have not been to this region yet. Before she left, Big Bertrude shared knowledge of a current that should draw you out to sea. Also adjusting mic. One of these days I'll have a super bitchin' mic. That'll be cool as hell. So now we're a boat. You and your companions watch the sea as your wagon rolls over the gentle waves. We have crossed into Wyrm Gulf. I hope that all of you are acclimating well. Wyrm Gulf, the tempestuous Sea of Solace, lies beyond this death-still body of water. Exiled worms from the Sea Dominion naturally congregate around here. There is no acclimating to these worm-infested waters. We risk everything to sail here. Wyrm. Exiled worms of the Sea Dominion tend to seek out the cold of the downside seas. Known for being reckless and single-minded, they were perfectly suited to fill the Commonwealth's front lines. As long as we follow the cold current Big Bertrude indicated, we shall be safe. If the next ride is in the middle of the sea, how will our adversaries meet us there? They shall find their way as we find ours. It is all part of the scribe's design. Sorry. Now, reader, please confirm the next point on our sea journey. We seek the hulk of oars. And according to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence here. A carcass of the doomed exploring vessel Dazraban, lost in the waters of the downside. Going to Outer Solace. Outer Solace, fetid waters off the coast of the Flagging Hands. Bertrude's instructions are to navigate the maze of maws in a curving route bearing northeast. Just gonna jaunt our boat off this way. The wagon continues rolling gently across the waves, which seems to you a welcome change of pace, after having come from Flagging Hands not very long ago. However, Jodariel seems more concerned now than before, and paces ceaselessly. When she notices Ruki, she stops him for some questioning. Greentail, how is he doing? Who, Hedwin? Oh, he's pretty much the same. Been up all night, retching into the waters, if I had to guess. His first time out at sea? His first. She turns to you. Reader, please check on Hedwin when you have the opportunity. He requires our support, and we require his swift recovery. You wish them a good afternoon as you go check up on the others in the group. Later, you find Hedwin looking out of sorts. Oh, hello, my friend. It's just... the sea hasn't been good for me, I guess. It's funny, all this trouble just to get back to the Commonwealth of all places. Hey, tell me something. What do you miss the most about that place? Hedwin wants to know what you miss about your past life. He's sick as hell, and it's kinda moe. Your book collection? Sure, it was highly illegal, though just the same, you miss having had access to those volumes. The few friends you had, your life was almost always difficult, but several of your longtime confidants did help you to get by. Perhaps the food. Your mouth waters at the thought of it, at least compared with what passes for sustenance here. Or nothing springs to mind. You have made conscious efforts to discard most of your memories of living in the Commonwealth. I haven't chosen this option yet, so I'm going to say my book collection. You tell him that you miss your book collection most of all, after having taken many pains and risks to put it together. Huh, I figured as much. I bet they burned all of your books, didn't they? Those scum. Anyway, I'll be fine, I think. Thank you for checking up on me. You sense he wishes to be alone. There is not much to be done for him now. It appears Hedwin is too ill to conduct the next rite. May he soon get well. Last playthrough, I chose the food, and he basically tells you that, like, wow, no, actually, I think the food in the Commonwealth is terrible, and you know what, I'm gonna cook you something really great sometime if we get the chance. Or something along those lines, and it's cute. Hedwyn is just kind of adorable in a way. I'm mad about it. I'm sorry for my interruption, reader. Please again confirm the next point on our voyage. See you, Solace. According to Bertrude, the celestial landmark you seek is beyond this strait. It just seamlessly transforms into a wagon again. By the scribes, the sea! I didn't know it was so beautiful! Having escaped the waters of Wyrm Gulf, you can now see what must be the Hulk of Oars, far on the horizon. Not everyone has taken well to the sea voyage, however. Tizo is wondering if Hedwyn is feeling better. He requires further rest, Tizo. All we can do is to wish him a swift recovery. Reader, madam, from this point our voyage must diverge from Bertrude's instructions. Please, consult with your companions about which course to take. So, we can go to the Underking Pass. The north current toward the Hulk of Oars runs as quick as the Underking Oris himself. May believes that the 8 scribes shall bless you here. Or the Fathomless Trench. The south current toward the Hulk of Oars teems with fish and other sea life. Tizo wants to fish for something tasty here. I'm gonna let Tizo fish. The sea is peaceful for the most part, save for occasional strange shimmers beneath the surface. You realize the lone minstrel is looking down at them along with you. And those shapes down there, some must be worms of the Sea Dominion cast into exile. A vast and war-torn undersea regime home to untold numbers of amphibious worms. Having conquered their waters, the worms clambered onto the Commonwealth shores in search of new wars. I understand they tirelessly fought the Commonwealth's wars, having grown weary of their own. They must make worthy adversaries. Tizo appears to have spotted something tasty. Tizo dives without warning into the depths below. And there he goes again. That one enjoys being at sea, despite its perils. Eventually, the little imp resurfaces, clutching something in his claws. Tizo caught a frosty flounder. You could always sell it. A limbless, cold-blooded creature caught at sea. At last you arrive at the Hulk of Oars, after journeying across the sea. It seems the next rite is to commence here soon, though there is no sign of your next adversaries yet. Dripping down the river. Jody wants to talk. Reader, a moment of your time. You ask what is on her mind. Hedwyn. He is beginning to recover from his illness. However, its sudden onset serves as a reminder, I believe. I have known Hedwyn since he was a child. Even now I hesitate to say that he has grown. Nevertheless, there are such things that even I would never say to him directly. For instance, I struggle with his confidence at times. Whether he leads us to our freedom or our doom, I am ambivalent. Speak not a word of this to him, of course, in case that is unclear. I shall tell him in my own way, if and when the time requires. In any case, when times remind me of his mortal weaknesses, I end up having to consider what should happen should we become separated permanently. She trails off for a while. What I mean to say is, you should know that I am fully pledged now to this quest of ours, whether Hedwyn is the one to lead us to its end or not. I have my reasons. One of them is him. I expect the same holds true for you. That is all I wish to say. Take care, reader. She nods and brushes past you toward the door. Jody cares. So now we have dishes. And this cool thing. Silver Cudgelhead. A limbless, cold-blooded creature rescued from the sea. It is fully grown and has led a rich life. A keepsake from Wyrm Gulf. And you can poke it. May is currently looking up at the sky. Can poke a lot of things. Tizo is scouting the grounds. Ruki is warming up. Hedwyn is tossing and turning. Jody is nearby. Sandra is talking to herself. Tariq is taking stock of the masks. Also, we have a bell. Nautical bell, among the Black Wagon's seafaring equipment. Hedwyn uses it to signal when food is ready. A keepsake from Big Birchoots. You can ring it. You can ring it a lot. Oh, you just keep right on ringing that bell, sister. Keep at it. Ruki seems to be taking issue with your frivolous use of the nautical bell. After all, there is no sign of a nautical emergency, nor a prepared meal. Oh, I know it's not mealtime. It's fine. I'm starting to really enjoy the constant ringing sound, though, now that it doesn't mean anything to me or anyone anymore. Besides, ringing that bell is probably some pretty good exercise, right? And it's good training for my ears, too. You know, we curse have ultra-sensitive hearing, don't you? Well, not anymore, I don't. Anyway, thanks. I mean that. He storms off. Ruki shall never forgive you for abusing the nautical bell. Then so be it. Ruki reappears, laughing heartily. He was only joking. Probably. A normal person would stop ringing the bell. But, you know. Oh, okay, stop it, sister. I'm not kidding. It's bugging me. Please? I think those are all the interactions you get from that particular thing. Down with the river. In the words of the Master General. The Emperor Salyamur knew not of this, of course. His expedition yielded not the treasure he desired, but brought him closer to his country than he had ever been before. As he traveled down the river Sklorian in pursuit of greed, he found instead an inkling of shame. He saw the sunken faces of his people, heard their words for him. In time he could not ignore it, and it proved more than he could bear. The river finally claimed him, his belongings, and his retinue. Once the people heard, I understand they cried with joy. Perhaps he ought have perished, but the mercy shown to him, I think, is what transformed him. Gonna take another sip of water. Okay. Oh hey, you guys. Funny running into you out here, right in the middle of the drink. Know what I mean? Not a lot of customers today, so have a look. I'll give you a good deal. Take this. It's very expensive. A thorn knot. The thorns are long dead and dried, yet retain some old enchantment through the superficial pain they cause. Gonna take this thing, because it's stardust. Grants presence, not grants hope, which is always cool, but... I'm just gonna save that for now. Appreciate you doing business, and you guys be sure to tell your friends, okay? And commence the rite. Having landed at the Hulk of Oars, you and your fellow exiles now anticipate the hour that the rites are to commence again. What do you think, Tizo? Don't I look just like Mr. Hedwyn? Tizo is worried that Hedwyn is still feeling unwell. Wait, I think... What's that? A serpentine creature emerges from the water, followed by several others of its kind. You recognize it as a wyrm of the Sea Dominion. What they all are doing here, you see plain by their ritual raiments. The nearest one somehow loses its mask. Good sirs, and good ladies, so it is you that heed the summons to glorious competition against this knight and his brigade. Well then, let us do battle now without delay. More than our freedom is at stake here, but our very honor, and this knight fully intends to reclaim his. Oh, and lest this knight forget, he is called Sir Gilman. He salutes you all on behalf of the Pyre hearts. Until the contest. Sir Gilman, he is a once proud knight of the Sea Dominion on a self-made quest to regain his honor. The Pyre hearts, a triumvirate of worm knights who perceive the rites as great battles to be won. He splashes out of view just as the stars above begin to shimmer with a strange light. glory attribute affects how much damage exiles can inflict to the adversary's pyre.
Relentless, aren't we, reader? Even the vastness of the sea was not enough to thwart your coming here unto the hulk of Orus. You would be wise not to underestimate your adversaries here, despite their pitiable look. I am, of course, referring to the Pyre Hearts. These rites are but another war to them, and that makes you their mortal enemy. I expect your battle to be glorious.
Your fellow exiles are gathered on the rotting deck of the Hulk of Oars. As your adversaries clamber into view, Ruki paws up to them. Say, what are you worms even doing here? Can't you just swim back to the Commonwealth or the Sea Dominion or wherever it is you're from? Aha! An excellent point. It seems then that these adversaries in the rites are clever, wouldn't you say, sire? Just get rid of them already, Gilman. As your commanding officer, this knight hereby commands it. Hark! This knight wishes to introduce his noble commander. No worm knight in history has withstood as many frontline battles. Doff your helm, sire, as is our custom. Many our adversaries tremble at the sight of you. Sir Gilman attends to his commander's mask, despite his protests. Give this knight his mask! This knight hereby presents to you the great Sir Deluge. A noble visage, is it not? Sir Deluge. He is a petty worm knight of the Sea Dominion who somehow survived countless battles. Sir Deluge trembles and squirms. So yes, you can swim or no? Ha! Of course we knights can swim. All knights of the Sea Dominion can. But we are exiles in this land, the same as ye. We can swim, 'tis true, but 'tis summarily impossible to swim back up the river down we were fletched to end here. God. I'm really good at reading. Nay, there is but one way to return. Silence, Gilman! Nobody cares! Back to your post. Sir Gilman hesitates, but does it as he is told. This knight knows who you are, Nightwings, and he is not afraid of you. He somehow climbs back into his mask and coils up to his full height. Now on guard! The exiles of the Wyrm Triumvirate take their positions as you focus on the Book of Rites. Reader, Hedwyn's illness means he cannot help us here. He shall be counting on us.
Who shall conduct the rites?
Indeed, Hedwyn's status says that he is unwell. Gonna go for May. I think. I'll make her faster. Make her faster, huh? Cause it's funny, cause her name is May.
May.
Ruki has inspo, so...
Tizo, it is done.
Tizo doesn't seem intimidated in the slightest by Sir Gilman and Sir Deluge. Gilman! Status report! What is the enemy's position? They now stand ready to confront us, sire. A very brave triumvirate they seem to this knight's eye. Brave? Air-sucking monsters one and all. Pyre Hearts, be ready!
Begin!
Oh, that sucked. Oh wow, yeah, their pyre is like over there and oh god.
The Nightwing's pyre is the first to falter.
I have no recollection of this fight for some reason.
Gilman banished. Ah, yes. Perhaps you are worthy. Ouch.
Nope.
All for naught. There it is. Your adversary
adversary's pyre now burns brighter than your own.
Nope.
Sir Gilman plunges into the fire.
I keep forgetting that I can switch characters. Gilman, your form is sloppy. Fight them as though your miserable life is on the line. Your words do wound me, sire. This knight gives every right his very, very best. Though perhaps we do have much to learn from such a brave triumvirate as the one who we now face. Whose side are you on? Get out there and vanquish them at once. They seem to be arguing? Oh, I think this is our chance.
There seems to be dissension in your adversary's
Which is great because I'm not really doing fabulously right now.
This was flung right in.
So, oops, there's dialogue happening, sorry.
Zap. Yes. It seems the Nightwings are a bit ahead. Such chaos. Resplendent. Tis what the scribes ordain. And this worm. A rude predicament for the Pyre hearts. Remember everything that you hold dear. No more than a lick of flame remains.
Oh.
Oh? You'll take it. And it is done.
There we go.
The Nightwings prevail. Their adversaries confidently thwarted. The right is complete.
The scene was making me a little queasy, honestly. But we still won. We won. Those worms were quick all right, but Rookie Greentail's quicker. Tiso is very pleased to have prevailed against the Wyrm Knights of the Pyre Hearts. This knight commends you, noble Nightwings. Gloriously fought indeed, and this knight shall wistfully remember this defeat until the end of his days. Silence, Gilman! This is all your fault in now convoiting with our enemies? How dare you! This knight was but attempting honorary compliments, sire. Is it not in accordance with the rights to praise one's adversary on a worthy outcome? Worthy? This knight will show you worthy, you miserable little minnow. You are a failure, Gilman. Get now from this knight's sight.
What stirs now in the hearts of all these exiles?
Yeah,
It would
boy.
appear that Rookie's not too old
Faster?
to learn new tricks.
Oh my god, he's still missing his mustache. Faster, stronger, and a little better looking too. I mean, is there anything I can't handle? I wonder if his mustache just stays like this for the rest of the game. Keen eye. Rookie casts his aura 50% farther than usual. The Alpha Chief could spot a gnat on a tail at 200 paces or more. Nothing escaped his notice. Explosive temper. When Rookie banishes adversaries by casting his aura, the blast can banish nearby adversaries. When it was necessary to break bad news to Joan Lord Minimane, other curs drew lots for the honor. Let's see. That seems useful.
Until the stars align.
Checks out how they have a talisman equipped. These can grant a significant advantage in the rights, especially once upgraded with Stardust. After overcoming the Pyre Hearts with aplomb, you at last return to the wagon with your companions. There is little discussion of the Pyre Hearts, who seem to have already swam off towards wherever next the stars directed them. Instead, your fellow exile's attention turned towards your companion who was absent for the rite. How was Hedwyn? The lone minstrel makes a sound, but no words form, as yet. Something is troubling him. I urged him to remain bedridden, and he simply would not listen. I am very sorry, but... Wait, what? Everyone stares at the lone minstrel in stunned silence. The lone minstrel breathes a heavy sigh. But then... Hey, what's with the long faces, everyone? Minstrel! I should wring that neck of yours. As I was attempting to explain, Hedwyn is already up and about, despite my having strongly recommended further rest. Those that are unaccustomed to sea voyage and take ill, they are very likely to experience further symptoms if they do not remain bedridden or at least sedentary. Hedwyn is running a considerable risk of having to spend another night in great discomfort. What are you, a doctor? Nay, although I had traveled with once with one extensively. Look, I appreciate your caution and concern, Tariq, but I'm pretty well accustomed to discomfort here, and I had to see how things turned out tonight. I haven't had to stay out of a rite like that before. So you were back among the living then, Hedwyn? I was just seasick. Nevertheless, your full recovery requires rest. I think we all could use some rest after tonight. Anyway, thank you everyone for your concern, and I'm sorry that I worried you or caused you further burden. He turns to you. My friend, what do you say we figure out where to go next? I'm beginning to miss being on solid ground. You follow him outside where the night sky awaits. Hey, I wanted to thank you for conducting the rite back there without me being there. I could rest easy knowing you and the others could get through it. Anyway, I'll leave you to your reading. Can't begin to imagine what we'll be off to next. We're well past anywhere in the downside I've ever been. We're well past anywhere in the downside I've ever been. Even Jody hasn't gone this far. He bids you a good evening as you turn your attention back to the sky. The stars shine down upon you. Seek again your destination. Let's see, read that. It's about as far as it goes, and we can't reach that one yet. Okay. Off we are to Trieste, the Silver Star. The Silver Star burns bright over the fissured lands of Black Basin. Big ol' titty horse. Still further north then. Not simply north. This shall prove difficult. What's the problem? Our destination is beyond the deathless tempest. A vessel such as ours has little hope of traversing it intact. Can't we go around it? Given our confrontation with the Pyre hearts, our chances back in worm-held waters would be even worse. Come on, people. It'll just be another day in the downside. Go get yourself some sleep while we still can. Bet you'll feel better in the morning. Your optimism is infectious. Isn't it? You all concur that rest is in order, for the sea journey has been taxing to everyone. Come daybreak, you shall have to find a way to sail past the deathless tempest. A tempest raging in the Sea of Solace, seemingly for all eternity. The storm that arose after the death of the sea titan Unfathomed Plurnus never has entirely subsided. Tizo wants to talk. Tizo has been in a rather cheerful mood since being out at sea, and seems pleased to see you. Tizo is grateful at having had the opportunity to catch a fish, for old time's sake. Tizo is asking if you want to know why he loves fishing so much. You sense his inquiry is rhetorical in nature, so you anticipate his response. Tizo loves catching fish because he hates them and everything they stand for. He has devoted his life to the eradication of their kind, ever since they killed his family. He seems on the verge of tears, though as far as you are aware, imps cannot cry. Then he leers at you eyes wide, expecting a response. It seems he told you a joke. How to respond to Tizo's attempt at humor? Laugh heartily. Tizo seems like he could use encouragement, assuming it was in fact a jest. I think that's a typo. It was a noble effort, though perhaps you do not fully grasp the nuance of imp humor, and that's where smile and nod, or ignore it. Now is not the time for Tiso to be making jokes. You are on a very serious quest. I'm gonna laugh heartily, because I'm not a jerk. You muster your best belly laugh, following Tiso's joke. He stares at you sidelong for a moment. Tiso admits the real reason he loves catching fish is because Falcon Ron pays a lot of soul for them. He snickers back at you and bounces off. Tiso gained hope. Oh. Among the Black Wagon seafaring equipment, Rookie seems to have removed the ringing part. We've lost bell privileges. Okay. Jody is having a drink with Hedwyn. Not sure you should be doing that just after you've been horribly seasick, but whatever. Hedwyn is having a drink with Jodario. May is looking for sea life. Tiso is nearby. Ruki is checking the water line. Tariq is keeping quiet. And Sandra is waiting for something to happen. Okie dokie. So now we have Ragged Rock. The north current towards Stormwall passes by old carcasses of ships long gone. Rookie spotted wreckage in the area and believes there could be valuables to find. Or Frothsea. The south current towards Stormwall brims with large sea creatures. Tiso seems very eager to see the wagon head in this direction. I'm gonna go to Ragged Rock this time, because I haven't done that yet. The remnants of a shattered fleet do little to raise the confidence of your companions, given that the massive deathless tempest rages to the north, not far from your position. We ought to be more concerned with that storm than in fighting Trinkus, Greentail. Well, relax already, Jody, and let me do my job. I don't show up when you're out here keeping watch and start telling you to come off it now, do I? You interrupt me in the middle of my work no fewer than 4 times per day. They go on like this for some time before turning to you. Investigating the wreckage is going to take some time, but you may find something to show for it. Continue searching the wreckage. Yes, why not? Rookie rarely is mistaken when it comes to matters of finding valuables, or, no, it's no use. Jodariel is corrected that your focus ought to be on finding passage to your destination. Yeah, let's keep searching. You suggest it may well be worthwhile to continue searching through the wreckage after having come this far. Rookie grins wide. Knew you'd see it my way, sister. Now let's see what we can get. After an exhaustive search... sorry, sister. I think I was just chasing the refraction of the sun or something. There's nothing down here. Jodariel fumes at all of this, but says nothing. Oh, Jodariel lost my one hope for the next ray. I'm sorry. You and your companions look upon the deathless tempest. The stars demand you sail beyond it, yet the very thought is beyond reason. Then something in the nearby water stirs, and from it springs something familiar. Hold, good ladies and good sirs, this knight beseeches you to hear him, if you please. What is it now, Wyrm? The rites are ended. We have no further need of you. Oh, but you do. And in turn this knight has further need of you, good lady. Out with it then. Let us be joined! Let this knight join you, please? Can you believe this, Hedwyn? Not really, no. Nay, look ye not so surprised. Your valor and the rights did stir this poor knight's soul. He swears to you, upon his long-lost honor as a would-be knight-errant of the Sea Dominion, that he shall serve you to the end. What about your other worm friends back there, the Pyre hearts? They are base cowards! This knight can no longer abide such spineless characters, having witnessed true glory in our clash upon the Hulk of Horus. Never before have we been trounced so thoroughly. The blur for Hulk of Horus is one of the downside celestial landmarks, a carcass of the doomed exploring vessel Dazraban lost in the waters of the downside. I feel like I've read that before, but it was flashing, so clearly I haven't. And furthermore, this knight shall aid your passage through the deathless tempest. Is it not so that you seek passage to the north? With this knight's aid, you shall achieve your wish. Sir Gilman continues to persuade you for quite some time. He seems to know a way to cross the storm. Some sort of long-held secret among worms exiled to these waters. Jodario pulls the rest of you aside after Hedwyn gives her a look. Are you most sure that Sandalwood would want this thing along? Mostly sure. Sandalwood wants someone for each mask, and this one seems about as good as we're gonna get. Jodario glowers back at the worm, who tries his best to look presentable. Hedwyn is more gracious. He tells Sir Gilman that if he promises to help you across the Deathless Tempest, then he can come along for now. This knight is overjoyed, and he hereby swears to see you pass the storm. Also, that's a really, really cute sprite. Though first, this knight requires your consent. Give unto this knight your blessings in the name of the Nightwings, and thus shall he go forth. Sir Gilman seems to be asking your permission for something? You can answer yes, tentatively agree to whatever he is asking so he can get on with it already. Or beg pardon? It is not clear to you as to what exactly Sir Gilman intends to do for you right now. I'm going to say big part because I haven't chosen that option before. As you begin to say something in response, Sir Gilman cries out in triumph. He vanishes into the depths, yet through this close encounter with him you cling to some sense of where he is going and what he intends to do. Sir Gilman is determined to help you cross the Deathless Tempest, help see his mission through. Sir Gilman has an aura trail that extends behind him. Press O to snap to the end of the trail in an aura slash. Determined to prove himself to you and the Nightwings, Sir Gilman emerges somewhere in the outer reaches of the Sea of Solace and calls out to you. Master Reader, if you can hear this knight, then he implores you now, lend him your guidance. This knight's objective ought be not far east of here. Today we shall bring peace to the embroiled sea. Know, however, that among this knight's brethren the actions we are about to take are highly forbidden, but they are highly just! And thus Sir Gilman sets forth to quell the storm that rages to the north. Traverse the reef. It's a nice little way of getting used to Gilman's stuff. Hark! Yonder lie the foul spawn of Unfathomed Plurnus, boiling the seas with their wrath. Unfathomed Plurnus, the sea titan once slain by the scribe under King Orus. Her brood lies dormant in the sea. Tales of her monstrosity long spread across the world, the Book of Rites. Exiled worms within these waters long have harbored these abominations, using them to bar passage through downside's channels for any save this knight's own kind. Begone now from here, fiends! This night shall finish what the Under King Orus started. Under King Orus, 7th of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Persevering or the Sea Sojourner. The legendary leader of the Worm's undersea crusade sought to reach the edge of the abyss. Killing babies. Pep would be so proud of me right now. So you can slither, and it brings you to the end of the Aura Town. Hold it right there, you traitorous slug! How dare you turn your back on this knight, to your superior! Superior by rank no longer, for we no longer serve the Commonwealth, last this knight checked. Here you hold no sway over this knight. Ah! And what have you done to the spawn? Have you no honor left at all? This knight has done that which required doing. His honor cannot sink much lower anyhow. He figured this would be an ideal time to free himself from servitude to you. Why you? You dare to staunch the Tempest for those Nightwings. Good Sir Deluge. This knight was born to dare! Now come and fight this knight if you so dare, as well. Pyre Hearts! Banish him! This is an order! The triumvirate of Worm Knights who perceive the rites as great battles to be won by the ones who deluge. I don't know why that said that was a new thing, but... Banish the Pyre Hearts. I will not suck at it this time. Trick is to surround people. What now, Sir Deluge? Shall you not face this knight yourself and leave the dirty work unto your charges? Fine, Gilman. You wish to stand against your commander? Then have it your way. Sir Marsh, Lady Seagrass, to me, banish now this troublemaker. Sir Marsh he is a worm knight, duty-bound to serving Sir Deluge and the Pyre Hearts. Lady Seagrass is also a worm knight, duty-bound to serving Sir Deluge and the Pyre Hearts. Kinda sounds like a band. There we go. You are master of this night no longer, Sir Deluge. Thus shatter our fraternal bonds. This knight would say it was an honor serving you, Sir Deluge, but that would be that would be a bald-faced lie, and yet another stain upon his blackened reputation. Until we meet again! Wait, you lowly traitor! This night will have your head! Gilman! Gilman's bar fires instantly, whereas most exiles have to charge. As the day wears on, there is still no sign of the Worm Knight. Your companions grow restless, but then... Hail! This knight returns with newfound tales to tell and new scars to show for them. Sir Gilman is sopping wet and visibly shaken. He struggles to maintain decorum. He is, in short, the very image of a Worm Knight. And more importantly, that little tempest ought to no longer pose a threat for now. Behold! As if on cue, the deathless tempest begins to shimmer and subside. Can't really call it a deathless tempest anymore. Would you look at that? He really did it. Of course this knight did it! Now, if it would be alright with you, this knight could really use some shut-eye. The Worm Knight then collapses in exhaustion. You and Hedwyn help him up. A deal's a deal, Sir Gilman. Welcome to the Nightwings. Huzzah! Sir Gilman joined the group. He also revealed a path north for you. Bid him welcome. Deathless Tempest, which isn't so deathless anymore. Sir Gilman revealed a gap in the storm that seemed safe enough to traverse. With Sir Gilman's aid, you managed to breach the tempest. You wish her to your word, Worm. I shall give you that. But now what? You're stranded in this cursed storm. A most excellent question, and for one most fair. Call me that once more, and I shall tie you in a knot. Ah, and from one most spirited as well. This knight was wise to side with you. Just where do we turn from here? Answer the question now. Sir Gilman does no such thing, although eventually he does make note of a specific current that should lead you to the lands beyond. If I may, I can corroborate Sir Gilman's account. We are close to making landfall. Then let me be the first to say, let's go. You are on the verge of sailing across the Sea of Solace, voyage onward. Say, Tariq? Aye, Ruki, what is it? That lute you're always carrying around. You know how to play that thing, don't you? Why, I suppose I do. Good, because I was thinking it's a little gloomy here, and we could use a little tune to lighten up the mood, know what I mean? Aye. Then let me see what I can do.
For the salt and roiling sea, the moon began to cry. The valley ran with sorrowful tears and filled the waters high. The misty morning over the brine lies a leaden sky. The stars all hide away from the chill until the evening rise.
Just gonna let that play for a sec.
place where Pyre scuttled her foe, the doomed ship still resides. The Titan met her end on its prow, forsaken by the tides. In death she leaves her stain on the place. The tempest never dies. Her final throes and shivers and shakes 1,000 years gone by.
Okay, so the Black Basin. Sir Gilman claims the downside's northern landmass should be just beyond these waters. Let's go. I guess I could have clicked that earlier, but whatever. I didn't know if it would last the entire song. Black Basin. At last your wagon rumbles onto solid, jagged ground, the land called Black Basin. Your fellow exiles unpack the wagon so you can take stock of how best to reach your destination. The Black Basin. Black glass, searing vapor, and strangling forests mark the forsaken lands that loom across the sea. The 8 scribes first discovered this, the northern landmass of the downside. We have a friend. It's Gilman. You approach Sir Gilman, who must have just finished practicing his fencing maneuvers. He regards with his single eye. Hail, Master Reader! This knight is determined to train harder, having joined the famous Nightwings. He shall ensure that this triumvirate continues to live up to its most feared reputation. This is such an honor, and this knight has a great deal of honor to regain. Having fled the Pyre hearts, this knight fully expects now to conduct the rites in a most honorable fashion, to the fullest letter of the law described within the books. Some triumvirates this knight has met, and perchance mentioned by name. They are inclined to bend the rules a bit, sometimes a lot, and to prevail by any means they can. But this is wrong! The exile who refuses to obey the rules as they were written by the Under-King Horus and his 7 friends deserves neither his honor nor his freedom. Thusly does this knight have confidence the Master Reader shall resist any temptations to conduct the rites in any underhanded fashion. Now then, this knight must undergo a thorough cleansing, having trained until the point of foulness, so please excuse him, Master Reader. He slithers off, humming some sort of chivalrous tune. He's a cool guy. Hedwyn is currently doing minor repairs, Jody is patching up woodwork, Ruki is searching for something to drink, Tiso is digging for grubs, and May is prancing about, and Sir Gilman's crest that we now have, official certification of knighthood in the Commonwealth, oft-sought by worm knights. He is currently nearby. It makes jangling noises. See, Sandra is wallowing in nothingness. Tariq is sitting still. The bell is still broken. And I think I might stop there. That's a good place. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Probably. Maybe. I will do my best.